Welcome to the Strategic Oracle, the transmission space where timing meets soul and wealth begins with the rhythm. Let's begin. There's a tradition that started in Old England the day after Christmas on December 26th that's called Boxing Days. So for those of you who know it, Boxing Day was when the servants of the upper crust would go through the closets and they would get rid of any of the out of date, out of style, what have you, in all of their cupboards. And they would put them in boxes and they would take them to the local, I don't know what they call them then, but they would be local shelters. And so I was thinking about this, I don't know why, but I was thinking about this recently and I was thinking, what a great timing to talk about creating space. So many people come to me and they say, I want to go from 6 figures to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, what have you. I want to create wealth. I want to make big impact. I want to scale. I want to grow. I want a big team. I want a smaller team, all those things. And it's very transitory and it's very transformational. And so it's interesting that when I'm onboarding them individually, as I have in the past, I do things for them and with them that creates space. But yet, it's been a while since starting one of my programs. It's been about 5 years that once I had people start with my programs, I would have a little tiny product called Create Space. Because when you are going through transformation or growth, you need to make room for it. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about clearing the decks. And I wanted to talk about clearing the space because as you are going through change, your mind is going to run amok. Your heart's going to wobble a little bit. You're going to have a little bit of uneven pacing with your activities. And in a lot of cases, that physical space around you is going to get disorganized if we don't stay on top of it. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the fact that here we are on the precipice of the start of another 9-year cycle. And whenever you're listening to this podcast episode, think about this as you're hit the pause button just for the 20 minutes or so that it takes me to talk about this. And then lean into where it is that you want to start. Now, there's 4 pillars to this. There's 4 parts to this, and you're going to want to start at one of them. And you're going to want to do all 4. But it's up to you how you want to start. And then, of course, I'm going to go through the intuitive success signatures and give you tips based on that. So if it's helpful because you're like, oh, gee, I need to do all of them at once. We don't want to do all of them at once. You're just going to create more disorganization and you're going to create more clutter. So let's take a step back and realize this doesn't have to take hours or days or weeks. This just takes honesty and follow through. So it just takes commitment. So I'm going to go through the clearing the mental space first. Let's clear your mind. So this is about completing. This is about certainty. This is about calm. So take a deep breath in and say to yourself, I only need to do one thing. I only need to make one decision. I only need to clear up one thing. I only need to finish one thing, whatever it is. What is making you unable to decide on the one thing that's on your mind right now? Why does that decision make you feel uncomfortable? Why don't you want to let it go? Just bring that up. Maybe it's a conversation you don't really want to have. Maybe it's something that you're not ready to let go of. So let's dissect that and take a piece of it forward, but not the whole thing. If it's on your mind and it's repeating, then there is something about that you want to close the loop on. So this is about creating clarity. And a lot of times we think clarity is to know more things. Clarity is actually to gain some space. So just think about it, write it down. And then just put a date on it. It doesn't have to be today, but within the next week, how can you commit to yourself about closing that loop? So you're either going to send that email, you're going to pick up the phone, you're going to pay the bill, you're going to have a short, honest conversation, whatever it is. Because once you do that, you now are off to the races in a really good way. because now we're going to talk about creating space in the heart. We're going to talk about opening your heart. So a lot of times we think, oh, I need to have something difficult happen if I'm going to be opening my heart. Why? A lot of times it's just acknowledging something. It's becoming aware of something that you've been, it's like that toothache that you've been pressing on and you don't want to press on it. And a lot of times this comes up in dream space. It comes up at those moments of quiet. All of a sudden you'll picture somebody in their mind's eye or a situation, quote unquote, rears its ugly head, or you have a dream that doesn't make any sense. So when you give your ability to go into your feelings about this and just say, what am I holding on to? What am I judging? What am I fearful of? What do I feel icky about? What's making me uncomfortable? Just ask. You're really only looking for one answer, but I'm asking the question in different ways. Then just write down that one name, that one situation, something that makes you feel heavy, less than. Then just take a deep breath. Close your eyes unless you're driving. Put your hand on your heart and ask yourself, how would you feel if this were resolved? So this isn't about resolving it. This is about acknowledging how you feel about it and recognize that it's costing you energy. And this alone creates space because maybe you'll just have a different rhythm or cadence when you're dealing with this. Maybe you'll create an elongated periodicity or frequency from when you see that person or do this thing. Maybe you'll say no the next time you're asked for something. Okay, what about number 3? Number 3 is activating your will. This is like clearing the decks. This is that one thing that you need to do. This is a doing thing. Now, I had said about it with clearing the mind. I'd said, oh, if it's an email you need to send or a bill you need to pay. This is another one. You have more than one thing. This is actually taking action. It really doesn't require you to think. You don't need to be uncomfortable. It's nothing. It's just the thing that you haven't done that you keep writing down to do, or the thing that you keep saying, oh, I keep forgetting to do that. Do it right now. Literally hit pause and do it right now. Because it's been hanging over your head, and this is creating a lot of clutter. And what ends up happening when you have something to do that's in your way, you're creating a block for yourself. You're literally like creating a block. So if you're looking around and you're like, oh, I need to just do this thing, just do it. Let's just do it right now. Doesn't have to be long, doesn't have to be hard, just needs to be done. You'll feel so much better. Now you've just cleared space physically. Taken action. Now you're gaining some momentum. And then the 4th thing is actually look around your space and say, what is bugging me? What is so bugging me? Do I have a big stack of bills that are just not filed? Do I have a big stack of email that I need to go through? Do I have clothes in the closet that I keep tripping over? Do I have laundry that needs to be folded? Do I have dry cleaning that needs to be done? I mean, look at how mundane I am. I am in like the little teeny tiny things that are in your way and cluttering up your space. So you want to do something like organize it. You want to throw it away. You want to put it away. You want to just do something. Because when you do, I will tell you, bar none, when I do this, when every single one of my clients does this, they actually get more clients. They actually make more money. These are money-making things, guys. How did I start the conversation? I said, oh, if I want to take you to 6 to 9, 7 figures, to 7 to 8 figures, 8 to 9 figures, that's what this is about. This is about you getting to achieve the dreams that you have. And honestly, not having enough space for those dreams is one of the first things that's hindering you. And it's Boxing Day. So we're going to take this time right now. I gave you 4 really easy things to do. And swear to God, while you're listening to this podcast, you could do every single one of them. And then you'd be done. And you're like, whew, it's been 20 minutes and I'm done. How cool is that? And then you could do this every once in a while. Okay, before I bid you adieu, I'm going to go through the intuitive success signatures in case you're like, well, those were interesting-ish, but I'm organized, my stuff is done, my head's clear, my heart's open. Kim, what are you doing here? I got you. So if you haven't taken that quiz yet, go to yoursignaturemap.com and go ahead and take the quiz, answer the 12 questions, and then come back to the space because we are creating space for you. Okay, wise strategist. Your clutter usually isn't physical. You're really organized. You have the lists, you have your tasks done. You're one of those people saying, like, seriously, your thing usually is an audit. So what have you committed to that's no longer yours? What is an old process that can be automated? What are the things that are working that you've taken responsibility for that aren't really yours? That's a bigger lift for you, but it's really yours. So you're clearing complexity, you're simplifying. And this is a sophisticated, elegant, laser guided approach. For you, intuitive visionary, it's almost the exact opposite. You have way too many things. You actually need to clear up your desk. You actually need to clear up your email. Those are really the two things that you probably need to do. But actually, when I take a step back, it really is about all those ideas that you are pursuing and you're kicking the can down the road on, and they're not all yours. I know I keep saying this, but think about the energy that each one of you, those are taking, and look at the ideas the balls you're juggling right now, and really just think about each one. There's probably 6. Think about each one just for a nanosecond. Whichever one feels heavy, just put it down for now. Just say you're going to do it in Q2. That's it. Okay, ruling warrior. You get into obligation with people. You're really strong. You can do it. You have the energy for it. You have the resources for it. But a lot of times you take on responsibility that isn't yours. So think about your passion. Is this something that you're passionate about, or is this someone else's? If it's someone else's, redelegate it to them. Okay, for you, collaborative explorer, yours is about energy. You want to clear your energy. You are taking up a lot of space with people's yuck that isn't yours. So saying, is this mine? And when it's not, just returning it, just lifting it off is the best thing for you to do, because that energy isn't yours and it's making you slog through some things. So creative superstar, you overstimulate yourself. You get yourself involved and go down rabbit holes of things that really have nothing to do with you. So what about if we look for a sensory reset? Just reduce your noise, reduce the inputs, take a step back, give yourself a little mini spa day, and then come back to the space with a clean field. And then for you, loving alchemist, you are carrying things in your heart that feel like they're too much. So really just journal for a few moments and think about some of those things that are not yours. They're your loved ones. Yes, you feel, but sometimes you feel more than they do, and sometimes you care more than they do. And honestly, you can't care more than the person it's their thing. So ask yourself, do you have the authority to change it? And if not, then it's not yours. Okay, everybody, we're here during the holidays. We're here towards the end of the year. We're here at the end of a 9-year cycle, ready to begin a new one. We're at that threshold of change, and we're here to build that bridge. And the first place to begin is to create space. So let's go. Let's roll up our sleeves. Let's get to work. Let's get some quick wins in. Let's create a little bit of space, take a deep breath, and then we'll be ready to dive in. So happy Boxing Day, everybody. You've been listening to the Strategic Oracle, where success isn't scaled from speed, but from soul. If this stirred something real, follow it. Apply for activation, enter the vault, or pause right here. Integration is leadership too. Because the truth is, you were never meant to chase the timing. You are meant to become it.